Good morning kids, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and doing great at your home. I am Khushbu Patel from Saraswati Group of Education and today I am going to conduct a session for your computer subject. So just go and get your textbook. Right, now kids, if you remember what we have done in the last session, we know that we have started with the explanation of chapter number 2, which is computer memory and storage devices. Right, we have seen hard words, then we have also taken the explanation of data and information, and one more thing, that was memory unit. Right, now we are moving further. So please open page number 14 of your textbook. That is our today's topic. Measurement unit for the computer we have completed in the last session. So today we are going to start with types of memory. Now kids, when I say memory, what first thing comes into your mind? That means something you are remembering for some times or maybe for lifetime. Right? Same way we know that computer is a machine. It has a power. It has the capacity to memorize, to remember everything. But how and why? When we are working on a computer, we want our work to be saved, or it should be protected, it should be safe. But it will be done only if the computer has a memory. So that topic only we are going to cover today. So I hope now you have your textbook and you have opened page number 14. So in that, let's start reading. See, the computer memory can be classified into the following two types. Right? Here behind me on the board you can see that I have explained the types of memory in terms of a flow chart. When you talk about the computer memory, it can be classified into two categories, which is that primary memory and the second one is secondary memory. Now today we are going to concentrate on this topic. That means the first type of memory. What is that? It is primary memory. Right? But first thing which you need to underline is that types of memory. Computer has two types of memory, that is primary and secondary. Clear? Move further. Primary and secondary memory can be further classified into various categories. The classification of computer memory is shown in the following figure. If you will see in your textbook, flow chart is given. But here, I have also drawn it. Now, this is the chart. That means computer memory has two types. First is a primary memory, right, which is having RAM, that is RAM, and ROM, that is ROM, right. Computer has two memory. In that, primary, RAM and ROM. RAM means what? Random access memory. RAM nathi. Right? This is the short form of random access memory. If you will see the first letters of all the words, it is giving us the information of RAM, which is also known as RAM. Next, ROM, that is ROM, which means read only memory. ROM. Right? So this two type of primary memory we will study here. Right? This rest part we will continue in the next session. So let us start that. Flow chart you have seen in your textbook. Moving further to the basic things of the primary memory. See on the next page, which is primary memory. The primary memory is also known as the main memory or internal memory. So if I say that which one is the main memory or which one is the main thing through which the computer is remembering all the things, which is primary memory, which is also known as main memory. If you cannot see me on the screen, that's okay. I'm there. I was writing. Okay. So it is known as a main memory, and the other name for this is also internal memory. Right? See, a computer cannot run without primary memory. What is the meaning of primary memory? Just take the example of yourself. We have a brain. We think, we take decision, we memorize everything. Right? So that something is there which will stay in your brain for a short period of time, which is known as what? Primary memory. Right? So here also primary memory is considered as the basic memory of computer. Right? See, it is the area of the memory that holds only those data and instructions on which the computer is currently working. Right? Say for example, if I say that you will be having your exam and you have to memorize first 3 lessons of any subject. So you will remember that. You will remember all the answer, but only for the exam time. After some time, if I will ask the same question from the same chapter, you have to think. Right? So primary memory is this type of memory. We can say that it works on the current work. Something you are drawing in computer. Right? So that drawing will be remembered by computer for that particular period of time. If you are not saving that, right, then computer will forget. You are searching something on Google, right, history will be kept. But if you are removing your history and again after shutting down the computer and again you are switching on the computer, Google will forget what you have searched last. Right? So basic memory means when the computer is on, you are working on it, that instruction will be remembered for that period of time. જેટલા ટાઈમ સુધી કામ કરો છો ત્યાં સુધી instruction યાદ રાખશે, પછી નહીં રાખે. So that is considered as the basic memory, main memory, internal memory or primary memory. Right? Okay. The data on the primary memory is directly accessible to the central processing unit. Whatever the instruction, whatever the data you are giving to computer, that all things will be processed in a one unit. We know what is that? Brain of a computer, that is CPU, Central Processing Unit. Right? See here. The CPU reads the instruction stored in the primary memory and executes them as and when required. Whatever the instruction, whatever the data we have given to computer will remember it, will execute. Execute એટલે તમે જે instruction આપેલું છે એનું result તમને બતાવશે. That is called as execution. Right? It will be done by the computer. But when the instruction is going to certain unit, which is that unit? CPU. Right? Understood? Moving further, the primary memory can be divided into 2 parts that already you have seen here. This one are the main type of computer memory, but computer memory is also having sub parts. So here we are focusing on primary memory. So primary memory is having 2 types, which is that RAM and ROM. Clear? So now we are going to study about RAM. Are you all ready? Let's start. Okay kids, so as we are moving towards the first type of primary memory, that is RAM. You already know the full form of it, that is random access memory. But how does it work? What is the main function of it? Let's start doing that. See, when we refer to the computer's primary memory, we are actually referring to RAM. When we say we are talking about primary memory, that means we are talking about what? We are talking about RAM. Right? See, RAM stands for Random Access Memory. Underline that, which is the full form of RAM. Okay. The characteristics of RAM are as follows. Primary memory. The way our brain is also having parts, 3 parts that you will study, right? Higher classes में आप पढ़ोगे. वैसे RAM is also a part of primary memory. How it is working? See here. RAM is read or write memory. What does this type of memory allow us to do? हमको क्या करने देते? They allow us to read and write. Right? What kind of a function we can do with the help of a RAM? We can read the instructions, we can give the instruction, we can write the instruction. Okay? See, the information can be written onto and read from RAM. We can write our instruction, we can write our information in RAM, and we can also read that. So only this memory is considered as read or write memory. Right? That is read or write memory. Done? Okay. See, next one. RAM holds the instruction and the data on which we are currently working. I am typing some circular in a MS Word. That means my RAM is, yes, occupied in that. I am giving instruction to the words. Maybe I am changing the font style. Maybe I am changing the color. So RAM is working on that. Why? Because currently the user, that means I am working on MS Word. तो कंप्यूटर की प्राइमरी मेमोरी भी किसके लिए काम करेगी? MS Word के लिए. Right? Okay. For example, when a computer starts, it loads the operating system into RAM. Now we know operating system is the basic thing which we require to start the computer. जैसे बस को चलाने के लिए बस ड्राइवर चाहिए, वैसे कंप्यूटर को चलाने के लिए क्या चाहिए? ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. राइट? सो व्हेन वी स्टार्ट द कंप्यूटर, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम विल लोड टू द फ्रॉम द रैम. राइट? व्हेन वी आर वर्किंग ऑन एनी प्रोग्राम, we are actually working on the program loaded in the RAM. That means when you open any program, when you open any application, तो वो खुलेगी कहाँ पे? RAM में खुलेगी. Right? और फिर हम उसके अंदर काम कर सकते हैं. Right? Clear? Okay. RAM is volatile memory. This you need to remember. Volatile. This word. Volatile. What does it mean? Volatile means when you switch on the computer, right? तब तक आप उसमें काम कर रहे हो, तब तक वो इंस्ट्रक्शन उसमें रहेगी. As and when you shut down the computer, वो सारी की सारी इंस्ट्रक्शन जो है वो रिमूव हो जाएगी. सारी की सारी इंस्ट्रक्शन उसमें से रिमूव हो जाएगी. That means again if you want to type a circular, right? So again you have to give the instruction. आपने एक बार इंस्ट्रक्शन दे दिया, right? फिर सेव नहीं किया, तो फिर क्या होगा? वो उसमें से चला जाएगा. एंड अगेन जब आपने कंप्यूटर वापस से स्टार्ट किया और आपको सेम सर्कुलर टाइप करना है, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? अगेन यू हैव टू गिव द सेम इंस्ट्रक्शन. राइट? दैट टाइप ऑफ अ मेमोरी कि वो कुछ सेव नहीं करते. जब तक चालू है तब तक काम करेंगे, जैसे ही बंद हुआ काम बंद हो जाएगा. So that type of a memory is considered as volatile memory. Clear? Or you can simply remember it as कि पावर जब तक ऑन है तब तक उसमें रहेगी, पावर जैसे ही ऑफ हुआ उसमें से सारी चीजें चली जाएंगी. That is volatile. So RAM is volatile memory. Clear? Okay. It retains the stored information as long as the power is on. जैसे मैंने बोला कि सारी की सारी इंफॉर्मेशन कब तक रहेगी? The time till the power is on, right? Otherwise it will be removed. Okay? When the power supply is switched off, the stored information in the RAM is lost. Right? whatever the instruction, whatever the data or whatever the information you have given to the RAM, it will be lost if you are switching off the computer, right? So that type of a machine or that type of a memory is considered as volatile memory. Clear? Okay. The amount of RAM installed in a computer affects the number and size of programs that a computer can run at the same time. Now, RAM defined as the speed of a computer. See, if you have higher RAM, मतलब आपके पास अगर ज़्यादा RAM है, ज़्यादा स्पीड वाली RAM है, that is considered as higher RAM, then speed of a computer will be higher. Speed will be what? It will be higher. But speed of what? Speed of computer. So आपकी कंप्यूटर में जितनी ज़्यादा RAM, speed of computer will be what? It will be higher. Right? So that means if you have higher RAM, you can run many programs together. એક સાથે ઘણા બધા પ્રોગ્રામ્સ ઓપન કરીને એમાં કામ કરી શકો છો જો તમારી પાસે RAM higher હોય. Right? Okay. See, for example, a computer having higher RAM will be able to load multiple software application quickly. That means the speed of your computer, the speed of the program in the computer will be quick because we have higher RAM. So these was the characteristic and function of the RAM. Right? I hope you have understood till here. Now we are going to see a one very short video related to RAM. Okay? Let us do that.
Primary memory, RAM. The primary memory of a computer is a temporary storage used by the CPU. The CPU accesses data from the primary memory, interacts with it, and executes the instructions stored in it. The primary memory is classified as RAM and ROM. RAM is the random access memory. Information can be read from and written into this memory. The RAM is the volatile memory. That is, the information is stored here only as long as the power supply is on. The information is lost when the system is shut down. But it is the faster form of memory.
Okay kids, so as you have completed watching this video, now we are moving to the next topic, that is ROM. That is the second type of primary memory. We know the full form of ROM. What is that? Read only memory. Right? So about it, we have to gather some more information from your textbook. So open page number 16, right, in which the ROM topic is given. So ROM stands for read only memory. That is the full form. You have to underline it. Okay. It stores permanent instruction required for proper functioning of the computer system. If I say that I have typed a one paper in a computer and I have saved it, right, then I forgot. Okay, after few months I recall that I have made this paper but it is somewhere in my computer. So after few months, that means 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, I will open it, the paper will be there in the same condition. Why? Because I have saved my work, and whatever your work is saved will be stored in what? ROM, that is read only memory. And in some application you can also make some changes, right? Okay, see here. It stores permanent instruction required for proper functioning of the computer system, that we have understood. The content on ROM is permanently recorded at the time of its manufacturing, right? Whatever the content, whatever the systems, or you can say whatever the programs it has been installed at the time of manufacturing will remain as it is in the computer, right? Okay, see, the characteristics of ROM are as follows. We are going to study now the characteristic, that how it is working and why it is important, right? ROM contains pre-recorded data that can only be read. Means I have given you the example of a word which you have saved, but now I am telling you that there are certain programs which is there in a computer. We cannot make any changes, but we can read it. So that is considered as what? Read only data, or you can say read only memory, right? See, ROM is non-volatile memory. We have studied the meaning of a volatile in the previous type of memory. That is, volatile means when you switch on the power, it is there. When you switch off the power, it is not there. But read only memory means आप स्विच ऑन करते हो तभी भी होगा और आप स्विच ऑफ करोगे तभी भी वो कंप्यूटर के अंदर स्टोर्ड ही रहेगा. So that type of memory is considered as non-volatile memory. So ROM is non-volatile memory, right? As it retains the content even after the power is switched off. जो कुछ भी इंफॉर्मेशन उसके अंदर है वो हमेशा के लिए रहेगी. Why? Because it has been stored into ROM, which is non-volatile memory, right? Okay. In many computers, ROM is used for storing a special software called BIOS. B-I-O-S. What is the meaning of it? See, it is given in your textbook also. Here also I am writing, but you will underline in your textbook. B means basic. I means you know, that is input. O also you know, that is output. And S stands for system. Right? So BIOS means basic input output system. Right? So when you install ROM, it is also functioning for BIOS. It's a kind of a software which will allow us to get the result. Whatever the command we are giving to the computer will execute it. એનું result આપણને બતાવશે. So that is what BIOS, which is basic input output system. Right? It works only if our computer has ROM. That is read only memory. Clear? Okay. This software helps in loading the operating system when the computer is switched on. We know what is the meaning of loading. When you switch on the computer, you can see that something is buffering. ऐसे गोल गोल चक्कर कुछ घूमता है. That means operating system is loading. It is preparing itself to allow us to work. Right? So that we can say it happens and it is possible only because of this. That is ROM. Right? So that is what, that was the type of a computer memory which we have completed. Now we are also going to see a one short video related to ROM. The way we have seen for RAM, that way we are going to see for ROM. So let's start with
Primary memory, ROM. ROM or read-only memory is a major classification of primary memory. ROM is non-volatile, that is, the information stored here is retained irrespective of the power supply. The information is pre-programmed on this memory chip at the factory during manufacture, and as the name implies, the processor can only read from it, not write into it. The ROM BIOS, Basic Input Output System, is a special program that allows interaction of the processor with the I/O devices connected to the CPU. As the ROM is slow, The contents of the ROM are copied into the DRAM for faster access. This feature is called the Shadow ROM.
Okay kids, so as we have completed watching this video, today I am ending my session over here. We are going to meet in the next session. Till that time, you are going to read this topic which we have covered, and for any query, you will go through this video again. Try to understand the difference between the volatile and non-volatile memory. Okay, try to remember the full form of everything which we have completed today. Right? So, I am ending my session. I am taking your leave. We will meet next time. Bye-bye.